Johnny Ballgame
Going
Show.
on, and a happy new year we will wish to everybody watching what we hope is your favorite sports talk program, the Johnny Ballgame Show, coming at you on a January 2, the first show we've done in 2020. Hopefully everybody had a happy new year. Dodsy producing. I'm Johnny. This is my show, Dodsy. Hope you had a wonderful new year.
Did.
Everything you're doing, Dodsy, and your family, and everybody's happy, healthy, and you're doing just fine. And it's going to be a fun 2020. Hopefully it's a... are you looking for one of the best years you've had? Are you looking to be better than 2019? Like, do you do the whole New Year resolution thing? I honestly don't.
No, but I want every year to be better than the previous, right? I mean, progression, I would hope.
Yeah, hopefully, our show continues to boom, and 2020 is a heck of a lot
Kill it.
of a better year than 2019. You guys be a part of this show. Email us, johnnyballgameshow@gmail.com. Text us, 541-962-7700. Appreciate all the text messages and emails. If you're watching this on whatever platform you have, Facebook, YouTube, whatevs, you can always comment in the comment box. Dodsy or myself will do our best to track down those comments. And if you have any questions answered or comments you want to make, we'll make you be a part of the show like we encourage every day. So appreciate everybody for that. Today's going to be kind of a quicker program. We're going to probably get you in and out in an hour, talk some local stuff, preview some wild card playoffs. We have a mega coverage, mega weekend with EOU basketball. We'll talk about a little bit later there. So we're going to be working this weekend. It's going to be busy. Hopefully you guys follow along. Some big games at Quinn Coliseum. I will be out of the office on Friday, tomorrow, January 3rd, and we will do some other stuff. What are we going to do? Anything tomorrow, Dodsy, or maybe show some videos or
Yeah,
posts?
I could probably put a little something up. We're going to cover the basketball games tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
you got EOU hoops. So,
Yeah.
we'll get to that, and that's going to be a fun one, too, with our coverage of EOU basketball. It's a huge weekend. They got to have these wins. Northwest Christian and Corbin coming in from the Salem area.
So huge.
So, you're either, and they're 1-3 in league, so either you're going to be 3-3 or 2-4, or hopefully not 1-5. If you're 1-5, you're pretty much out of the conference race.
Hopefully 3-3 at the
in the
end of the
CCC.
weekend.
Absolutely. So,
I'm pushing for it.
appreciate everybody for hanging out with us here again on the Johnny Ballgame Show. Good stuff, and we want you to be a part of this thing, and we got some good stuff for you today. Dodsy, let's get our top story set and ready to go. This is going to be brought to you by Marketplace Fresh Foods, and we have, oh my gosh, such a deal to discuss with our friends at Marketplace. But first, Dodsy, let's get after it. Your top story on a January 2nd Thursday. Let's do it. Quick shout out for the crew at Marketplace Fresh Foods, 4th Street in LeGrand, right where we have our beautiful Brent Clapp studio that we broadcast our program every day. They're right across the hallway from us. A great crew.
They're awesome,
people
dude.
who put a lot of time into what they do, whether it's the deli, whether it's the chop shop, whether it's just clean, old-fashioned, wholesome customer service. Marketplace checks off every one of those boxes. You should shop there. Today, though, you need to swing by.
Yeah.
Dodsy, Cyrus O'Leary pies. All pumpkin on sale while supplies last for $2. And all pecan. Is it pecan, or pecan? How do you say it?
I say pecan pie.
I say pecan pie. You don't say pecan? Some people say pecan pie.
I think that's a southern thing.
I think
maybe.
it is too.
Yeah.
Pecan pie, $4. This is today only, January 2nd. So if you're watching this
steal.
later, that's robbery in the grocery business. I'm telling you. Check out all the other stuff when you're there too. $2 pumpkins, $4 pecans, and that's Cyrus O'Leary pies, right? That's a big brand. That's a big name in the pie business, right? That's like Air Jordan of pies, dude.
Right.
And they're selling them for that cheap there today only. Get to Marketplace Fresh Foods.
Boom.
Top story today, January 2nd. I wanted to start within this state, within this region. A lot of Oregon Duck football fans certainly consume this program and have for a long time. I think we do a pretty good job covering the Pac-12 and Oregon Duck football. And again, congratulations to everybody who associates themselves with Oregon Duck football. You've been to games, and maybe you went there, you're an alum, or your son or daughter is, whatever the case may be, you just won a Rose Bowl. And that doesn't happen every year, and that's certainly something you'll remember for all times, winning a Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl they have the visuals that no other bowl has. And maybe it's the way the sun sets in right off the west mountains of Pasadena there. Maybe it's the fact that it's kind of this old school but still elegant and classy stadium. Maybe it's the fact that it starts in the California sun and ends like it's dusk and sunset. For whatever reason, the Rose Bowl just brings it with the visuals. I love watching the Rose Bowl. And I grew up in the Seattle area. I'm a Pac-10 guy, now Pac-12. So I've always paid attention to the Rose Bowl, whether my team was playing in it or not. It just looks good. Anyway, what a game that was last night for Oregon. I know Wisconsin fans not excited about a particular call that didn't go their way in the end. Yeah, welcome to football these days. Every fan base is upset just about after every close game, going back to a call here or a call there. Oregon won the game. Oregon won games all season. Matter of fact, now the total being 12-2, Dodsey, for the Ducks this year. Yeah. Second time they've won as many as 12 games or more. Actually, they've won a lot. Just in the last 5-6 years, the second time they've won 12 games since 2014 when they went to the CFB championship. What a great way. Magical way for Justin Herbert to go out.
Yeah.
This was what everybody wanted. We heard it. How many times did we hear yesterday? Growing up in the shadows of Autzen Stadium, Eugene, Oregon. I mean, it was perfect. It reminded in that
me.
Sense.
What was that quarterback? He was like the ball boy of his team. It was. Remember, it was this year.
You're talking about
exactly
the quarterback
what I'm talking
for
about.
Auburn.
Yes.
Whose dad was the former quarterback for Auburn, and he went to bed wearing his Cam Newton pajamas, which is weird because dudes were that young watching Cam Newton at Auburn. It doesn't feel like Cam Newton was at Auburn all that long ago, does it to you?
No.
I mean, it's just one of those things when you get old. But yeah, kids that age now, they were wearing Cam Newton pajamas. Anyway, it reminded me of that a little bit too.
A little bit.
Obviously overplayed, but what a story it is for Herbert to end that way. And I know, Ducks, maybe a little bittersweet if you could have beaten Arizona State or Auburn. Speaking of that game, you're not in the Rose Bowl. You're in the college football playoff, but to win the Rose Bowl, you can play these games all you want, but would you have rather, say, won the Rose Bowl or be Oklahoma, show up, and get Joe Burrowed to all hell?
Oregon's defense is way better than Oklahoma's.
Oh, it's so much better, Dodge.
Yeah, it would have been a different game.
It might have been a different game. But nonetheless, you win a Rose Bowl. That's a banner season, as they say.
Yeah.
You're going to be celebrating that forever, especially coming from the Pac-12 or the Big Ten. I mean, the Rose Bowl just means more to those conferences.
Oh, Oregon's best two players were crying. Herbert and Sewell.
Yeah, Sewell was too.
Yeah, they both had tears.
Sewell coming back.
Oh,
how sweet is
gosh,
that? They lose
filthy.
4 starting linemen. They lose Hansen. They lose Throckmorton. The other 2 players were all seniors. Just Sewell was the sophomore. He was the best one.
Right.
But Oregon's going to have, 3 of those dudes drafted this year. Throckmorton's getting drafted.
Their whole offensive
Hansen's
line
getting drafted.
would be
all
drafted.
4 of those kids probably get drafted. And then Penei Sewell comes back next year, and he's the highest drafted offensive lineman maybe we've seen in some time.
On the other side of the ball, too, the guys that they've signed, Sewell's brother.
Oh, dude.
Justin Flo.
The Flo kid's the number 1 defensive player
in the country,
as was Thibodeau last year.
Yeah.
Dodzy, you're kind of transitioning for me on this. That's kind of where I wanted to go on this. I'm saying that's good. Here's where we want to go with this. Okay, Oregon, you just won a Rose Bowl. In the last decade, when I've been doing this in sports radio and now sports internet and the shows I've done, I've now seen followed 3 Oregon Rose Bowl championship games. First one, 2011, a victory when Chip Kelly, then the coach, Darren Thomas, the quarterback, beat Russell Wilson in Wisconsin. 2014, Mark Helfrich, the coach, Heisman Trophy winner, Marcus Mariota, the quarterback. Maybe you know where I'm going with this. And now, 2019, Mario Cristobal, the coach, Justin Herbert, the quarterback. I've seen the Ducks now, we all have, win a Rose Bowl 3 times in a decade, all with a different coach, all with a different quarterback. That tells me, look, this Oregon Duck program, this is not reliant upon one genius Belichick, Saban, Dabo, Urban Meyer type of deal like maybe some programs would be. Let's be honest. Florida never recovered when Urban Meyer left. They really didn't. They had the Spurrier era. Meyer comes in. They win 2 natties. Since then, Florida fires coaches every 2-3 years, right? In my lifetime, I've seen Bama good in the early 90s with Gene Stallings. They won a natty in 92. But you look at Bama before Saban, they were kind of a jag, just another guy in the ACC. Who knows what Bama's going to do when Nick Saban leaves? Texas, heck, when Mac Brown got fired, Texas has never recovered. That's a top flight program in Austin, Texas. Heck, Pete Carroll, if I give him a little bit of love, where's USC been since Pete was there? Not even close to where they were. Oregon? No, we can do this with different coaches. We can do it with different quarterbacks. We don't need Tim Tebow here, and we win all these titles in a 4-year stretch, and we do all this great stuff. Tebow leaves, coach leaves, Florida, you're fighting now, right?
Yeah.
Oregon doesn't have that case. Oregon's had 3 different coaches, and none of them were considered, I should say that Chip Kelly was considered like this Einstein football
Guru.
sense, revolutionary mastermind. Chip Kelly was a little bit.
He did.
He was doing
did
stuff
things different.
He was doing the RPO game. He was doing the no huddle game. He was doing shotgun from every single snap game before a lot of people were. But Mark Helfrich just got fired yesterday by the Chicago Bears as their offensive coordinator. Willie Taggart just got fired a month ago by Florida State. Now he's coaching at FAU, replacing Lane Kiffin. Mario Cristobal was a Nick Saban assistant and a darn good one. He was a head coach at FIU, Cristobal was. Kind of fell on his face there. He gets this gig after Taggart leaves in the middle of the night. In year 2, he holds up a Pac-12 championship trophy. And yesterday, one of the sweetest trophies out there, he holds up a Rose Bowl trophy. So I ask you, Duck fans, and you can email me, send us text messages, let me know where you guys are on this. Where can Oregon go from here? Now, the one thing that's going to limit them, okay, and it just does, is the geographic location. Unfortunately, Oregon is not a hotbed for high school football for 4 or 5-star talent. It's getting better. It gets better every year. I talk to coaches, both collegiately and high school coaches. High school football in this state's better than it's been. So it is getting better. But, I mean, there's certain schools in this country, they don't have to hop on an airplane to sign a recruiting class. They don't. Now, interestingly enough, for Oregon, though, Dodzy, Oregon, yeah, they have to hop on airplanes and whatnot, but damn, they're successful at doing that. They get Thibodeau and Flo from California. They get the Sewells from, Salt Lake City, I believe, Utah. Can you imagine if you're a Utah Ute fan, how heartbroken you are that you didn't get either Sewell brother? Like, dude, right in our backyard, and they're going to Eugene, a team that just beat us in the Pac-12 championship game. That type of thing. So, it's a great game, obviously, or the recruiting game that Oregon's in. They've been able to do it. But I just think, where can this program go? Pretty darn far, right? I mean, it's an elite level, grade A program right now. They just won a Rose Bowl. You're not in a tradition-rich geographic location with an abundance of high school talent. I get that. But, man, they recruit with anybody, it seems like. Mario Cristobal, I think he'd be a good NFL guy. He's no nonsense. He's not in your face, but he's business. I hope he doesn't leave. That's been the issue with Oregon, I guess. Can you keep a coach? The only problem, or the only issue is it hasn't really been one because they still continue to win Rose Bowls with pretty much every coach they have.
I have a cool Rose Bowl stat for you.
Yeah, what's that?
This win on yesterday against Wisconsin brought Oregon to 500 all-time in the Rose Bowl. 4-4.
Oregon's 4-4 in Rose Bowl play.
Yep.
Now think about that. They've only been to 8 Rose Bowls ever. And 5 or 6 of those 8 probably came from 1994 on.
Yeah.
It's going to be great, man. Let's get to some messages here. Again, our marketplace, fresh foods, top story. The Ducks win the Rose Bowl. Where can the program go from here? For me, pretty much wherever the hell it wants to go. It's up to the recruiting, the coaching. The money's going to be there. The facilities are going to continue to grow.
We could very well see a national championship.
Absolutely.
In the next
Like
couple
they
years.
just knocked on that door, and you got to replace a quarterback, but teams replace quarterbacks all the time.
Yep.
You're going to be strong in a lot of defensively. Dodsey, their defense is going to be better next year.
Yeah.
Than it was this year.
Yeah, which is crazy because their defense was good.
You know how lucky Duck fans are, and Duck fans, I hope you know this, how lucky you are that Andy Avalos wasn't pillaged after 1 year as your defensive coordinator. You probably have 1 year left with Andy Avalos.
I think
he gets a head coaching job this time next year. And it wouldn't shock me if he gets one in the next couple of days, Dodsey. But if you're Avalos real quick, don't just leave because it's the head coach headset, dude. Find the right gig and stay at Oregon and continue to win 10-plus games a year.
Arroyo's gone, right?
The offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's good.
Yes.
That's
a lot
a
of
good
people
thing.
like that.
Yeah.
They thought that Arroyo held Herbert back a little bit.
I think I'd have to agree
Now,
with that.
Arroyo was gone yesterday, I believe. Was that his last game?
No, yeah, I think
Okay.
he coached yesterday.
Okay, we
And
got.
I think Ducks fans are pretty happy that he's
I don't know many Duck fans are.
he gone.
Yeah, they thought that offense was held back a little bit.
Absolutely.
Osseo Joe hitting us up.
Osseo.
Appreciate the email on our Johnny Ballgame Show at gmail.com account. Osseo says, guys, State is in an uproar about this game, but Johnny, more importantly, what Trevor Lawrence is doing with the Clemson Tigers Natty game is going to be a great game. A shout out. That's going to be fun. That's 9 days away, which is kind of odd. I tend to relate the college football season is ending. We just had the Rose Bowl. It's kind of odd, but yeah, we have a hell of a game kind of around the corner there with LSU and Clemson.
What? Here's what I'll say to Osseo on that. I feel like Clemson's going to bring grandma's spaghetti to the party, and Burrow's going to bring some spectacular pasta dish that is loaded with seafood, and it's going to blow grandma's spaghetti out of the water.
It is, yeah. Osseo, no more grandma's spaghetti. But yeah.
Love you, Osseo.
I take it you're taking LSU to cover. I'm sure they're favored,
Oh,
right?
they have to be. Probably 7 touchdown.
They have to be favored, right? By what, 6.5?
They ain't getting
3.5
and a half like they got last week.
It's not going to be 13 and
No,
a half.
it's going to be probably a touchdown. Yeah,
you
6.5.
have to give Clemson a ton of respect. They haven't lost.
I don't think I'd bet
over
against
2 years.
Clemson though. That'd be a tough bet.
Taking Clemson.
Taking LSU.
Point spread right now, LSU minus 5.5. So if you're going to take this game, you need LSU. If you're going to bet LSU, you need to win by 6 or more.
I'd probably stay away from that. Myself.
Yeah, maybe you can look at some exotics. The over-under line, 69.5.
Oh.
Is there going to be 70 points scored collectively in this game?
It's going to be a barn burner. There's going to be a lot of points.
Who's stopping Joe Burrow?
Nobody.
Who's stopping Trevor Lawrence?
Nobody.
I don't know, man. That's probably going to.
They might put up 100.
That's right about where it's going to be. Good stuff today. Again, we're going to hang out for an hour or so. Congrats to the Ducks and their fans and everything. And for the Pac-12, I thought that was a big statement for the Pac-12 to be able to win that game. The Pac-12 only got one team in the New Year's Six Bowl lineup, just one. So I thought it was good for the league there to be able to say, hey, man, Utah should have went to a big-time bowl game too. But did Utah? I didn't even finish that. Did Utah end up beating Texas? Dodsey, did you see the end of that?
I didn't.
I was kind of out and about during that game too, and oddly enough, didn't spend a lot of time paying attention to that one. But
no, it was a blowout.
Who won?
Texas.
Texas kicked Utah's ass.
38-10.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
final.
that's not good at all. You're right, they did. Wow.
And you had all those Utah people complaining about them getting screwed on the bowl, and they put them against a
and then they lose
mediocre
to a
at best
5-loss Texas
team. Yeah,
and show the back. And that's the problem with the Pac-12 is that's what it gets. Like, hey, dude, your second best second place team goes and plays, not a great situation. You have to play Texas in Texas for a bowl game.
Yeah, right. That they got screwed.
But you go and you lose by 4 touchdowns to a team that's
9-5.
8-5.
Yeah.
8-5. It was
Right.
a mid-level Big 12 team, and they beat Pac-12 number 2. Anyway,
Yep.
But I thought the Rose Bowl was big for the Ducks. And heck yeah, man. Where does this program go? It's going to be an interesting next decade. I mean, because we've seen Oregon now win 3 Rose Bowls with 3 different coaches and 3 different quarterbacks. It's not about just one great leader, maybe outside of a Phil Knight checkbook, but they've been able to sustain it and continue to grow, so good for them. I got weekly NFL picks coming up, our wild card weekend, one of the fun sports weekends of the year. Dodsey and the crew are going to be out and about covering EOU basketball this week, 2 mega games. Shout out to the crew at Side A Brewing for helping us out with that. Lots to talk about there. So we're going to be going after this thing. Dodsey, get me out of here. We come back. I got you your weekly NFL picks. We're fired up about it. January 2. Hopefully everybody again had a safe new year. We'll be back.
Welcome to Mallory Paint Store, home to Benjamin Moore paints and stains, available in over 3,500 colors and in the perfect sheen for any room.
Hi, I'm Jim Mallory, and I'd like to personally invite you to shop with us.
With our expert paint knowledge and color specialists, and we can help you paint the home, the office, the chicken coop. Visit any of our 19 Mallory Paint Store locations for the best in paint with the best in customer service. Check us out at MalloryPaint.com.
We're here to help.
All right, welcome back. Johnny Ballgame Show. Appreciate the love, and to all our sponsors, really appreciate what you guys have done for us over this time. Want to introduce a new sponsor. We're really excited about Bud Jackson's Eatery and Taps. New owner, same wonderful food, new logo, same terrific atmosphere. What a menu they have there. I recommend the home style fries and their fry sauce at Bud's. You have that. It's just that tad. That sounds like just a tad bit of horseradish. Love it, Bud. Again, Bud Jackson's Eatery and Taps. Appreciate the love from those guys. Excited about building a relationship with them in the Johnny Ballgame Show.
They're getting ready to start doing breakfast, too.
Oh, you're right about that. I had that written down here, Dodds. I wish I would have looked. You're right. That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
You can't have enough breakfast joints in town, if you ask me, right?
No.
I mean, I want to sample different
eat breakfast
B&Gs.
for all-
But yeah, right?
Yeah.
A nice breakfast burrito. I'm sure theirs is going to be monstrous. Heck yeah. Don't forget about that. Bud Jackson's and breakfast. Okay, that's coming. Let's go our weekly NFL picks. By the way, before we get into this, Dodsy, Osseo Joe does say, hey, take Clemson plus 5.5. You're going to laugh all the way to the bank. Osseo says Clemson not only will cover that spread, but they're going to win outright. Osseo Joe, Clemson wins it all. Take them. Heck, bet them on the money line.
Hey, I can't do it. I can't take betting advice from a dude that would bring grandma's spaghetti to a cook-off.
Osseo Joe, you're just never gonna let poor Osseo live that down, huh?
No.
The joke is, if you remember this, this was when we were back at the other place, and Osseo. We were talking about a cooking contest between Osseo and Dodsey, and we said, Osseo, well, what's going to be on the menu? And he said his grandma's spaghetti recipe. And Dodsey basically said, look, dude, you're bringing a switchblade to an atomic bomb fight if you're going to bring spaghetti to a cook-off.
Exactly.
And why is that? Because spaghetti. Well, look, I can do spaghetti like fairly well, I think,
Dude,
right?
Even the best spaghetti is still just spaghetti.
Spaghetti, okay.
There's nothing special.
There's nothing,
You
Osseo.
can put the best sausage in the world, do all this,
Yeah, it's just-
fresh basil out your garden, whatever, and it's still spaghetti.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
you gotta bring a bigger weapon than that, man.
Yeah.
To that cook-off. And anybody else who wants to get in on that,
Yeah.
that's gonna be hopefully like we can do that around like March Madness time, where we can do brackets for cook-offs and chefs can come in and they can say, have their dish and we
Whatever.
can judge it. That'll be great, man. I just want to be a judge. That's it, man.
Whatever.
I just
I'm
want to
down.
be a judge on that.
Let's do it.
All right, let's have some fun. Weekly NFL picks, wild card weekend upon us. Fire away. Let's have some fun with this one. Oh, this is like CBS intro to an NFL game in like the 70s.
Probably.
Like the Pittsburgh Steelers and Terry Bradshaw facing off against the Minnesota Vikings and Fran Tarkenton. That old school era. I love it. All right. Last week, another 2-for-1. If you give me my bonus game where I had Cincinnati, I told you the Andy Dalton, okay? You can give me 3 out of 4, although I told you that wasn't a part of it. It was just my bonus. I should have had it a part of my deal. Anyway.
Yeah, so why would you even bring it up if it's just a
I don't know.
Don't count.
Why should I even include a bonus?
No. Well, I mean, if it's
Sure,
not going to
so I
count,
guess,
then what the
okay,
hell's
3,
the point in doing it?
I lost my bet last week because I only hit 2 out of 3, and I didn't include the Bengal game. But I had as my bonus that I liked it. But I didn't have the guts to bet it.
Well, then you can't even bring it up right now.
But
you
if
didn't have the
somebody
guts
was
to bet
watching
it.
this segment and did bet it and won, good for you. I wish I would have taken my own advice.
Right.
I was a little scared of that. I don't know why. But yeah. Okay, then we get wild card weekend going. Tennessee Titans at New England. This is the Saturday night game, okay? Always fun wild card weekend because in the NFL, you don't have a lot of Saturday night prime time. And this is Foxborough. Some people are honestly thinking that this could be the last home game Tom Brady ever plays with the New England Patriots. So crazy even to think about that. The Titans come in kind of hot. Ryan Tannehill, 6-2, 7-2 this year is the starter. They are, the Titans, 5-point underdogs, meaning, Patriots not only have to win, they got to cover. They got to win by 6 or more. The Patriots could not have backed in to a playoff round, to a playoff game at home any worse than they have. Like nobody in any type of media, local, national, regional, all the yahoos that I follow in the biz too, nobody's saying, you know what? I really like the Patriots right now. They're going to do everything they can to get this thing going, and they will. People are nervous about the Patriots. Most people are like taking shots at them, which I think is crazy. I'm never going to be surprised when the Patriots win. And I'm not saying they won't win this game. But I'm saying if they do, and I think they probably will, it's going to be a nail-biter. It's going to be close. It's not going to be a runaway. Derrick Henry, the Titan offensive line, one of the best in the league. And if Ryan Tannehill doesn't give the thing up on his own, I think the Titans hang around. I like the Titans +5 in New England. Take the underdog on this. I think the Titans have a chance to win outright. I really do. I think they have a shot to go in there, give the ball to Derrick Henry 20-plus times. He rushes for $150, a couple of teeters, and they get out of there with a victory. I think that's a big possibility that they can do that. Will they win? I think it's possible, sure. But I don't like New England to win by 6 or more. Take the Titans +5 points. Next up.
It's definitely the best chance at an upset this weekend in my eyes.
So you say, but okay. Gotcha.
I think.
So Seattle winning wouldn't be an upset, obviously.
No, I don't
it
think
wouldn't.
so.
Well,
No.
they're favored, so it wouldn't be. I was thinking, for an upset, an outright upset, I think the Titans have a chance too. It's like I need to see the coffin actually nailed before I can say,
Count
hey,
out Brady.
Patriots,
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
next up, Minnesota at New Orleans. This is the game. This is Sunday morning, 10:05 Pacific time. You're going to wake up on Sunday with Vikings at Saints from the Superdome. The spread on this is +8 for the Vikings, and I'm taking that also. I'm going to take close games on Wild Card Weekend. I'm going to take the Vikings to go in there, punch the Saints in the mouth a little bit. Dalvin Cook, playmakers on the outside. Kirk Cousins. I mean, you think at some point, just by like luck, the dude's going to win a big game in prime time. Like at some point, you think the ball's just going to bounce his way. When the guy is awful in prime time. We saw a stat the other day. He has in his career, Dodsey, just 6 wins against teams with winning records. He's like 6-30 something. That's his career. He's in his 8th year, and he's played a lot. RG3 was hurt all the time early on. And since then, he's been a starter for the last 5 years, Kirk Cousins? Not saying they're going to win, but I think they're going to play better than people are thinking. No one's giving the Vikings any shot in any type of hell for this thing. Oh, Saints are so good, 13-3. They're going to cruise past them. I don't know. Vikings are playing good football right now. They're strong up front. Mike Zimmer's going to have a good scheme together. He always does. I think
Dalvin Cook back for
yes,
sure.
Dalvin Cook is back.
Because he's missed the last 2 games, right?
I could see the Vikings getting an early lead in this, and the Saints coming back, but not worrying about covering a spread.
What was Dalvin Cook's injury? What was
He's had several. Was
it
a shoulder?
Well, he missed the last 2 games.
Quad.
So they're planning on playing him 100%. Like
that's what he said. He said, "I'm full go. I'm 100%. I'm going."
You kind of worry about maybe a re-injuring whatever he's had hurt.
They're
all
deep
season.
in the backfield too, though. But no question, if Dalvin Cook plays well, that's going to be tough for the Saints defense. I think Minnesota +8. So I'm going underdog there on the road with Tennessee, an underdog on the road, Minnesota +8. And finally, I never do this. I hate betting the Seahawks, but it came down to 2 games. Seattle at Philly or Houston versus Buffalo. Houston versus Buffalo, I don't really know where I'm going on that, so I'm going to take my Seahawks on the road in Philadelphia to cover a 1.5-point spread. So knowing this, I'll tell you this, the Seahawks will win, but they'll win by 1 point. They won't cover.
You can't say you never bet on. You bet against the Seahawks last week.
Good point. I bet against them all the time. I never bet for them. Good point.
Yeah.
I bet against them all the time.
I'll never bet against my team.
Yeah.
Ever.
I do all the time, man. And I don't bet for them though, because it always scares me, and I just want to enjoy it. But
here
I'm going
we
to
go.
take them here. I'm going to take the Seahawks. I'll lay the 1.5. Philly is just in shambles. The only way Philly wins, couple ways. One, they have to dominate the line of scrimmage. Seattle's got a weak offensive line. Defensive line doesn't show up every week either. Philly needs to win the trenches. And Carson Wentz has to play better than Russell Wilson. And I've never seen in the Pete Carroll era the Eagles beat Seattle, because they never have. Pete Carroll is 5-0 against the Eagles since taking the Seattle gig. Russell Wilson is 3-0 against Carson Wentz with games in Seattle and in Philly. Seattle just went to Philly a few weeks back and hammer-faced the Eagles. Carson Wentz had, I think, the worst game I've ever seen him play in that game. It was closer. The score was like 17-9, but felt like a blowout. At least for Seattle, 17-9 is a blowout. I'm taking the Hawks. I'll lay the 1.5. I hope that they can cover, win, and go to San Francisco more than likely. For Seahawks fans, Dodsey, are you saying, hey, you'd rather go to Green Bay than San Francisco if you're fortunate to get out of Philly, right? That's where you want to go? You want to go to Green Bay?
Yeah, probably. I
think you want to go to Green Bay?
Yeah.
Because if you have a bunch of upsets, if the road teams win, San Francisco's the 1. Minnesota's the 6. By the way, I don't know if you know this, 6 seeds are 10-8 in the last 18 wildcard games. Think about that. That means the 6th seed, the team that just squeaks in, has a winning record over a division champion.
So with Seattle, like I don't think it's really and I'm not trying to be a Seattle hater because I'm not, but they're not making it past the NFC Championship anyways. So
yeah, I'd love to get to the NFC Championship.
I think they might, but I don't think they're going.
They're going to win 2 playoff games, Dodsey.
Yeah. I think they'll probably squeak this one
out.
Love it, but
we'll see. I'm just hoping they can beat Philly.
Yeah.
Hoping that, the thing, you don't look ahead, you don't think about it, you survive and advance and then get there. So I guess for the bonus, Houston minus 2.5 versus Buffalo. I would take Houston, but I'm not putting money on it this weekend. I would say Houston covers against Buffalo. Both younger quarterbacks, but I'm going to take Deshaun Watson over Josh Allen in this situation. I like Buffalo, and it wouldn't shock me if they go in there and win. Houston, look, their problem is winning big games. They're one of these teams that goes 10-6, 9-7. They're in the playoffs all the time. They never really do anything when they're there. I'm thinking it's going to be different this year. Deshaun Watson take that next step, win a playoff game or two, and see where they can go on that. So, yeah, I got the Titans +5 at New England. I like the Vikings +8 in New Orleans. And take the Seahawks. Lay the 1.5 point on the road against Philly. Those are my weekly NFL picks brought to you today by Bud Jackson's Eatery and Taps. Adams Avenue in LeGrand. New ownership. Everything you love about Bud still remaining the same, and we will see you down there. Shout out to our boy Ronnie Bruce, doing a good job with that as the new owner down there. New logo, switched up the name a little bit, and best of luck to them. They know where to advertise, don't they, Dudsy boy?
Absolutely.
They know where to go.
Absolutely.
If you're interested in pitching your business on the Ballgame Show, it's real quick. You can email or text us. Say, Johnny, get in touch. We'll get in touch. Appreciate you guys. We got some local stuff. I just want to kind of let everybody know what the plan is locally coming up. We're at Quinn Coliseum. We might see if we can check in with some other local prep stuff going on. A pretty big sports weekend coming. Dodsy going to be out and about doing a good job there.
Yep.
I think we're good on that. Give us a quick one. Ball Game Show. Appreciate everybody for hanging out. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Johnny Ballgame here with Ontario High School head basketball coach, former Tiger, one of the great players to have ever played at LeGrand High School, 2010 OSAA 4A State Player of the Year, the great Kevin Attila, hanging out with us. What brings you back to the old stomping grounds tonight, Coach?
Just for the holidays, came back, see some family and friends, and anytime there's basketball going on, I'm always looking for a game to come see. Just happens to be my alumni. It's always great coming back, watching some hoops, and just getting in the gym and seeing some familiar faces.
What would you say would be your all-time memory, if not one or two, from? I know the gym doesn't look the same, but your memories here, a lot of good moments, Kevin.
Just amazing people. The community here, I always remember, just had our backs. I think a couple memories that stand out was sophomore year playoff game against Malala. We couldn't even hear ourselves think. This place was bumping. It was just a great place to play, great place to grow up, and it's always fun coming back. And they still got it rolling here, so just awesome to be back and to watch them play. It's really cool.
You played at College of Southern Idaho. You played at a small college in Hawaii. You finished up here at Eastern.
Yeah.
Well-traveled through basketball. You're now coaching at Ontario High School. Your journey, man, it's been a long, strange trip, Kevy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just kind of crazy to think where basketball will take you at the end of the day. But one thing I'm proud of, I'm proud of being from LeGrand, and LeGrand really helped me grow and helped me put me in position to be able to play basketball at the next level. And love the game, love coaching now over at Ontario, teaching, and everything that the basketball's brought me has just led me to here today, and it's just been great. So love it.
You're also in the GOL, obviously, with the Ontario Tigers. You'll be back here for a league game. I don't think they've named the court after you yet. Not going to be back to Kevin Attila Court. But you'll be back, February 7th to bring your Ontario Tigers here. Talk about what's it like coaching Ontario in this gym?
Well, to be honest with you, I've grown to just fall in love with the community in Ontario. I love coaching there. I love teaching there. They really give me a golden opportunity. And I'm full 100% Ontario Tiger. So when we come back, it's all business. Maybe I'll give a hug or two before the game, maybe a hug or two after. But, hey, we're going for GOL championship. And, I I'm proud to wear the cardinal and corn. It's full blood now. So I love coming back, and it's competing at the end of the day. It's you hate to give the cliche. It's still business once the ball tips, but we do want to come for a win, and we're chasing the GOL crown. But we're chasing the likes of LeGrand and Baker City, and so they got the crown we're chasing. So just kind of treat it like any other game. But of course, you can't deny the fact it's home at the end of the day, and you come and you see the familiar faces and you love it. And but at the end of the day, we're trying to get the win.
Can you still play?
Nah,
open gyms. You playing still?
If they leave me open, I might make them pay. Every once in a while. But I play 3-point line to 3-point line. So if you drive, I'm letting you go. And if you think I'm driving, it ain't happening. So, if we get out there, I talk a little trash to my players, and then act like I hurt a hamstring or something. That's the pat and get out of it.
I always root for you. You always come on our show. You're so gracious. Can't wait to keep bringing you in. And I root for the Ontario Tigers, obviously, because of you and our friendship, and just continued success, man, building that program pretty much from scratch. I'll leave you with this. Here you are in your, is this year 3?
This is year number 2.
This is year 2. What's been the biggest challenge in developing your own culture, your own program, making this a Kevin Attila program at Ontario? What's been most challenging?
I think just in any situation, just the familiarity, just getting to know the kids and them getting to know me and my expectations. And to their credit, they're amazing kids. Like the community there and the admin has been great. I would say the biggest challenge, I don't think it's just there, but anywhere, is just building the relationships and getting familiar with your players and with the parents and with the community. And I actually kind of feel like I've kind of gotten that established. So I feel like things are moving in the right direction. But with anything, it takes time, and building those relationships and that trust. If you don't have trust, you don't have anything. So building that takes time.
Former state player of the year in basketball here at LeGrand in 2010. Now he's the head coach at Ontario High School. Kevin Attila hanging out with us. Thanks, my man.
I appreciate it, man. You guys always make me feel like $1 million, man. You guys are the best.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Gotta wait for the beat to drop.
For everybody tuned in to stay up with the local sports scene, we appreciate having you. Throughout this weekend, we'll do our best to keep you updated on the LeGrand girls basketball team at the tournament in Banks. They're playing today, tomorrow, and Saturday, I believe, if they qualify that far. And lots to be talked about with the girls basketball team this year. Off to an excellent start. Had some real big non-conference performances. I know Coach Wright's doing a terrific job since taking over. The LeGrand girls basketball coach is the father of Zane Wright, the EOU basketball player. So it's a cool local connection right there.
We need to get him on the show.
Coach Wright?
We have
absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get Zane to join him too, get a little father
that'd be cool.
Do that. But yeah, people are excited about LHS girls basketball this year. And the boys are trying and they're fighting, but I'd say that the girls have a much better chance to go far, or cut down some type of banner at some point this year. Looks like the boys are rebuilding a little bit, and the girls, they've reloaded. They look tough this year, Dotsy.
Yep.
They're going to do well, so you can follow them. You go to just the LeGrand activities page. How would they follow scores? I know Bond tries to put stuff out there as well. We'll put stuff on our Facebook page when we can.
LeGrand High School Athletics on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then you can also go to the LeGrandSD.org, but I always just type in LeGrand High School Athletics, and it takes you straight to the school.
So you get all
district.
the scores right there. For the wrestlers, they're just continuing a terrific season. The annual Rolly Lane tournament in Nampa, Idaho is also going on. Is it this weekend? Does it start tomorrow?
Yeah, it's this weekend.
Just this weekend. But obviously the Tigers are going to go over there too and probably win medals and ribbons and stand at the number 1 spot on the podium. And what a terrific squad. It might be crazy. We might get to a point this year where we say, what was the more dominant team? LeGrand football or LeGrand Wrestling.
Possibly.
Isn't that crazy to think? But because that football team, the domination, they didn't lose. They barely let people score on them. But this wrestling team collectively, I mean, they got contenders in more than one weight class.
You might be saying that about baseball before this year's over, too.
Crazy, right?
The baseball team's going to be legit.
You really like the baseball team this year?
I think they're going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I really do.
Poston and the crew doing the thing. And,
I really think they're going to be good.
Robinson pitching. I mean, my gosh, man. How about this, like, state, like, I would think Parker Robinson, I would think would be in the running for Oregonian or whatever for a athlete of the year. He could be the starting quarterback on a state championship team. He could be a state champion wrestler like he was last year. And he also could be one of the premier high school pitchers in the state on a state contending baseball team.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a run for that. But shout out to PB.
Yep.
But yeah, follow along with the high school sports there. College. We're excited about this weekend. Made in the Valley. EOU basketball presented by Side A Brewing. Dodsy, they're going to do great stuff. Side A, first off, we love that menu. We love that selection. Shout out to Scotty McConnell,
Yep.
a guy with a vision, and they hit that thing so far out of the park. That ball hasn't even landed yet when it comes to the success that Side A has had in a short time in this area. Thanks to Side A. We're going to be out at EOU, maybe around some other spots. I am away for the weekend. I have a personal matter to deal with, but don't worry, the same great coverage you can expect. You get a weekend without Ballgame blabbering his mouth. You get somebody else. We're going to see who else on the team we're going to recruit for that. But yeah, Friday night, Northwest Christian, women and men doubleheader. And then Saturday, they're going to flip around and do the same thing against Corbin.
I'm excited about this, too.
I'm excited as well.
I love watching them play. Both teams. I really do. They're exciting. They're good. We just got to get both of these this weekend.
No problem. Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
I mean, it has to happen.
Got to get these for the men's team, and the women. You know, they're off to a pretty good start.
Hey, and then
with teams coming in,
and then both the wrestling teams for EOU, not this weekend but next weekend, are home, and they're gonna do a thing. They're doing a thing with where the high school is gonna have a duel first, and then I believe the women, and then the men. I think is how they're gonna work it. Right, next weekend duels. At Eastern.
That's going to be sweet.
Yeah, it's going to be
and
awesome.
We're going to air like all those matches just on the Facebook and YouTube channel.
It's going to be a high school college collaboration.
Yeah, and you're going to be able to watch those matches like we did before with thanks to Legacy Ford for helping us out for that one.
EOU's got a bunch of ranked wrestlers on both those teams.
Do they really?
Yeah. The men's team's gotten some votes, and the women's team is actually ranked.
Okay, shout out to Mikey Ayala.
Yeah.
Was this year one of him taking over that the women's wrestling program. We got to set the thing up with me.
Exciting, dude.
We got to set the thing up with me, too, wrestling one of those ladies.
Yeah, you're wrestling the coach that just tried out for the national team.
I'm wrestling who?
The girl that just tried out for the national team.
So my opponent tried out for the Team
for the
USA
Olympics.
women's wrestling?
Yes, yeah. I don't know the results of it yet, but your opponent.
That's going to be ugly, man.
Yeah, that's going to be ugly.
So I can't wait.
I hope she gives you like 3-minute cauliflower ear, just destroys you.
I mean, is she really gonna? I don't. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
think she's gonna be able to
destroy
do that.
She is.
I mean, she'll beat me.
Wrestling's a technical sport.
Totally.
You have to know. It's all about balance and body positioning and.
But I mean, to be able to rub my ear against the mat like that, I don't think she can.
She's gonna have you belly down. She's gonna be on your back, and she's gonna have her forearm on the back of your head, just grinding your head into the ground, into the mat. That's what wrestling
tuned
does.
for that.
Yeah.
I am wrestling a member of the Eastern Oregon University women's wrestling team. We're gonna have 3 or 4 different camera angles on it. We're gonna shoot it. We're gonna let all our listeners or viewers watch that thing, and we're hoping. I mean, that's gonna get a couple hits. That's gonna get a couple hits.
I'm coaching you.
She tried out for the Olympic team.
Yeah, the national team. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, if I win this.
Not gonna happen.
That's probably number 1 as far as of athletic achievements in my life. Probably is if I win this thing.
That's on your Mount Rushmore of athletic achievement.
Probably number one. I mean, on athletic achievements for
She's
me.
going to kill you.
Anyway, yeah, good stuff. Yep, appreciate that. And that coverage this weekend will be brought to us by Side A Brewing. Remember, we're excited to get a partnership with them too. And again, if you want to be a part of the team, you know where to find us, and we can help your business as well.
Absolutely.
And you can help us further this show. So busy weekend coming. Shout out to all our sponsors.
Yeah, I was going to say, since we're cutting it short, let's just holler at all of them. Island City Speed Lube,
up,
Northwest Furniture and
Love ya.
Mattress, Rockin' Sons right here on the hat today.
Oh, nice.
Marketplace across the way, Brent Clapp Media,
Lolan Carroll, Daniel's Knot,
Daniel's
we love
Knot, Benchies.
Yep. Benchwarmers Pub and Grizzle.
Who else? Who else am I missing?
Oregon
Trail Trader,
Bud
Bud
Carl
Jackson's.
Buds. We got a nice little team we're developing.
We're working on it, man.
And so heck yeah, you guys, we gotta hook up with we gotta get that beer thing going too, Dodson.
Oh yeah.
We
got that coming too.
Some
as
more
well.
beer stuff going. So anyway, we will catch you throughout this weekend.
On the
Stay
flip
tuned with the
side.
Facebook page for highlights and look-ins at EOU basketball and everything. A busy sports weekend. Follow us. We'll be back here for the show on Monday, 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Yep.
So appreciate everybody. Ball game show. That's all I got.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care. I ever get back, so let's root for the home team. They don't win, it's a shame. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
The Johnny Ballgame Show.